Hey, what's up, guys? So Sarah and I have come down to Hopkins Prairie in the Ocala National Forest to camp for the night. Actually camped for 2 nights and had a little bit of a rough start. I'll tell you a little bit about that later. But we're getting everything set up here at camp. Very nice place. The dogs have to be on leashes. We have Maddie and Skipper with us, and that's understandable. It's a little bit tough on them. They have to stay on a leash, but they'll still have a good time down here. We have the tent set up. Sarah's setting our chairs up. I wanted to show you something though. When this time we're going to be tent camping, and y'all know I prefer to hammock camp. That's camp and hammock in the same word. So I prefer to hammock camp. But if we're tent camping, I have a blow-up mattress for me and for Sarah. But I don't like to have to blow it up with my mouth or use like air compressor or something. It makes too much noise. So what I did was I've got one of these bag inflators, and we just got this off of Amazon. It wasn't much. I think it was like maybe 16 bucks or something. And this thing is really cool. I'm gonna inflate this air mattress with it and show you how it works. Okay, so the nice thing about this bag is it has a screw-on port with the little plug-in, and this has a flapper valve in there, so as soon as you take the pressure or take this off of it, it closes itself and doesn't let all the air leak out of the bag. So we just tuck that down in there. You catch some air in the bag. And then I'm going to squeeze. Yeah, gotta squeeze this thing. And you squeeze the air into the air mattress. Okay, so you just squeeze it. And it makes it so easy to fill this mattress up without having to do a bunch of blowing into it or using an air compressor and making a bunch of noise. So Sarah just reminded me of something. You know, that little flux bag, that's what it's called. If you look for it on Amazon, it's called a flux bag. The little flux bag is not just good for camping. It's good for if you want to go to the springs or to the lake and blow up all your little inflatables, either your tubes or your rafts or stuff. It would be great for stuff like that. And as a size comparison, when it packs up, if you had it in your pack just to go backpacking or something like that, it's comparable to a can of Coke, and it doesn't weigh anything. So, you know, that's just kind of to give you an idea of how small it packs down, and it's really a pretty useful item. So I'm going to go ahead and take you around camp now and show you what we got set up. So one of the nice things about this place is it does have sort of porta potty type bathrooms. They're not really porta potties, but they're basically just like an outhouse type thing, but it does have bathrooms. And then it has these hand crank water stations. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked at it yet if it's potable water. I'll find out in just a second, but it's nice to have some water to clean up with anyway. Well, it's sundown out here at Hopkins Prairie in the Ocala National Forest. We had a pretty relaxing day after the mishap, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. But right now, I'm setting you up a time lapse, and I hope it works out. Okay, so I told you I would tell you guys about our mishap earlier today. So, the main gist of the story is don't always rely on your GPS to get you in the correct location. Now, I understand that, you know, it really falls on me because I was just relying so much on that GPS technology. But we were on our way out here to Hopkins Prairie in the Ocala National Forest, and I followed the GPS. Unfortunately, the road it had us going down is no longer a road, and I realized that right about the time that we hit the sugar sand and spun down. So it was pretty stressful for a little while. I didn't get any video of it because we were literally in the middle of the forest. No one around. No way for me to really tell someone where I was at. I did run across a couple of people. I hiked a little ways and ran across a couple people, and they told me where the place actually was and how to get here. But they were 2 miles down a trail. So they didn't have any way to really help us. So the only thing I could do was I had to get us out one way or another. So I got out and I lowered the PSI on my tires, and I took my axe and I cleared a section where I could back up and turn around, and I just got in it and worked the truck back and forth until I was able to get it loose. And you know, it sustained some scratches getting turned around and stuff, but as far as I'm concerned, that's just battle scars for an adventure. But we were able to get turned around and get back out of there. But it was kind of crazy, you know, thinking about I had my wife stuck out there in the middle of the forest and the 2 dogs stuck in the sugar sand, no way to get anybody to help us. And it was a little bit nerve-wracking for a few minutes until I got pretty certain that I could get us out of there. It was just going to take some work, so I dug out from under the tires and rocked it back and forth until I could get some momentum, and I finally got us out of there. And now we're at camp, but and this is a beautiful place out here. It's got campers, and you know, you can primitive camp here too. It's right off of the Florida Trail. I'll show you some of that tomorrow. But I told you guys I would tell you the story of our misadventure. Well, good morning, guys. We slept pretty good last night. So my camera battery went dead just as I was finishing up the story about us getting stuck in the sugar sand yesterday, but you got the gist of it. We made it here to camp safe. One thing I didn't tell you is when I was hiking around trying to find the way out, or if we were actually on the right road. I'm hiking down this road. We're stuck in the sand. My wife and the dogs are in the truck. And there's freaking bear crap everywhere on that road. And it made it a little more urgent to have to get out of there. But anyway, we made it. And
we're at camp. This place is gorgeous out here. Got a little rowdy last night with people, hunters I think, that are camping and partying here. But it really quieted down about 9:30 last night and everything was fine. So I am, as you can see, trying to shoot another time lapse. I don't think the one I did last night of the sunset is going to work out very good, but I'll try to get another one this evening. But I'm getting this time lapse of the sunrise, hopefully. And it was about 45 this morning, I think, when we got up. Now, we're using the it's an Ozark Trail 3-person tent, which is fine, but the only thing about that tent is because it's a single walled tent with me and Sarah and the 2 dogs in there, it did have some condensation on the walls this morning. So some of the stuff against the wall got a little damp. Not really a huge deal, but if you were staying in that thing for several days or backpacking with that thing, it would be hard to keep your stuff dry. But all in all, we slept pretty good last night. I still sleep better in my hammock, guaranteed. But I'm making some coffee right now. I'm gonna let this time lapse shoot and go up here and make some breakfast, and then we're gonna see what we can make out of this day. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Well, one of the good things about this campsite is they do have bathrooms. So we're going to go up there, check them out, and see how they are. Okay, so there is separate men and women's bathrooms. Let's go see how scary this is. It's not so bad. Pretty dark in here, I'm sure, but it's just got a regular kind of outhouse type toilet. Well, I'm gonna see how this thing works, and you don't need to see that. Okay, so what did I learn about the toilet? There's no vent in there. The smell of ammonia will almost knock you over. It's actually fairly clean, but had they just put a ceiling vent in there to vent the fumes, it would have made it a lot better. I don't understand it. So it just met a guy that's hiking. He's through hiking the Florida Trail. Right now, he said he's about 200 miles in, and he is about to head down and do the Cross Florida Greenway. I'm so envious. I would love to be able to do that and have the time. Looks like a lot of fun. But anyway, we're fixing to get changed. It's already warming up, so we're going to get changed, and I think we're going to go try to find a trail to hike on. Okay, so Sarah and myself, Skipper and Maddie, we're fixing to take us a hike on the Florida Trail. We're only going to do a small section of it, but at least we're on it. Well, I'm having to slow up a little bit. Skipper is starting to run out of gas on me, which is understandable. He's an old fella, and he's never really gone hiking or done anything strenuous like this, so when we get back it'll be a couple of miles or so, and that's all we need to push him on this time. We'll slowly work him up to doing a little bit more, but you know, him being a little dog and he's old, so we're gonna have to slow up a little bit. Well, this is what we're reduced to. Well, Skipper needs a little break. One of the nicest things about camping and having my truck, being able to collect a bunch of firewood at one time. So Sarah's taking a little nap. I decided while she was napping I'd walk over here and check out the bat house. It's pretty neat. I'll tell you what else is neat though. The sound of the wind blowing across this prairie. Sometimes it sounds kind of like almost a whine sounding. Really peaceful out here though. Okay, I'll show you a little something that I just noticed on this trail that I'm on. It's a little old, but do you know what that is? That's bear scat. Pretty cool though. Pretty cool. Haven't seen any bears, but they're out here. Well, took a little nap. It was nice in that hammock. The breeze is blowing. Actually, the breeze is starting to pick up a little bit, and as the sun's starting to get a little lower, it's cooling off. But just as I fell asleep, the guy across the way over there started playing the harmonica, and he finally stopped playing the harmonica, and I got back to sleep. And then the guys in the diesel truck started coming back and forth through here. It's kind of why I prefer to camp somewhere where I can kind of get away from everybody else. But there is, nice parts to it. Like I said, I'm able to go gather a whole pickup truck bed full of firewood for the night, and it makes it easier to have some more comforts and everything. But I do prefer to have the nice peace and quiet sometimes. So I wanted to show you guys something that I picked up on Amazon, and I spent $13.59 for this kit, and I've been pretty impressed with it so far. Okay, so what you have is a flint and steel striker kit. It comes with the steel striker, a piece of quartz, I believe is what that is. It comes with some canvas to turn into char cloth. It came with a square of char cloth, but I've already used a little of it testing it out, and honestly just playing with my nephews at Thanksgiving. And then it came with some stuff to make a bird nest. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get us a fire going with this kit. It also came with this pocket bellows. That pocket bellows is, invaluable. I've used that thing a dozen times or more this weekend, so that thing right there is worth the money in itself. But we're going to go ahead and try to see if we can't use this to get us a fire started. Okay, so we're losing light pretty fast. I know it's dark, but as you can see right here, hopefully, I've got small sticks, slightly bigger sticks, some bigger sticks, and then you can see I've got my lean-to fire lay ready. So my goal is to make a bird nest with the provided material. Then I will strike a spark into a piece of char cloth, blow it into flame, and then get this fire going. We better get going because it's getting dark. Okay, so this kit came with a piece of char cloth, the steel, the quartz, I believe it is, and it's bird nest material that they sent with it. We're going to try to make this work, and then so what we're going to do is fluff it all up first. Fluff it up, get it all fluffed up as kind of separated as possible, get as much air in there as you can, and then you're going to just kind of twist it around, get it into an actual bird nest kind of shape. Then we're going to take a piece of this char cloth like that. Now, I like to hold the char cloth just under the piece of quartz. Now, I know there's differing ways to do this, so you do it what works for you. And I like to strike the spark with the steel. I know some people do it the opposite way. This is how I prefer to do it. Now this is a skill that has to be practiced, so it takes some time when you just get started doing it. But now we got us a little coal, a little ember burning, and what we're going to do is, you don't have to be in a big hurry now. You take your little bird nest. Oh, it's this one. Take your little bird nest and you're going to put that in the middle of it. Now, what you're going to do is take it, hold it, blow gently on it, get it down in there. Okay, we got fire. Okay, that worked. Now we would just want to stack these on there. Try to get them to get going. Something like that, just kind of let it work. I don't really need it right now, but this pocket bellows is pretty awesome. Now we got it burning the kindling, and we'll just let that work for a little while. Right now it's burning on its own. By striking a spark into that char cloth and then lighting the bird's nest. For $13.59, that's a pretty good kit. Okay, so what I did was I set all of this kit aside. I used a good bit of my char cloth when I built that fire. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to take this container that it came in, this piece of painter's drop cloth, and make some more char cloth for the next fire. You should always be setting yourself up for the next fire, for success for the next fire. So another thing that works really good is an old pair of jeans. It just has to be 100% cotton. So let's go get this in the fire and make some char cloth. And now we wait.
Saw light before I could focus my eyes.
Is that better?
She was peering into the hemlock above us.
A little bit. It's still dark, but you can see it better.
Finally, I too saw it.
Alright guys, so we are sitting here
Now that all eyes were upon it,
cooking our dinner. As you can tell, it's gotten dark on us.
Rightful and I met just
So this will be our
the bandit of the country farm.
closing of the video.
He came head
We're going to cook
down
dinner
private
and
bath.
sit here and listen to some more of this book on Scribed. It's one of my favorite books from when I was a kid. It's called My Side of the Mountain. I know it's a kid's book. It's a great book. I love it.
It was awful.
But we're gonna sit here, enjoy the fire, and eat some dinner. Sarah wanted some cheddar cheese hot dogs grilled, and I'm having some Louisiana style andouille sausage fried in a pan with bacon grease. So we're gonna have that for dinner, and then we're gonna enjoy the rest of the night before we go to bed. So thanks for watching the video. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share this with a friend, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the video and about the things that you may have learned or things that you think I could do better. You know, I welcome all that, so I appreciate it, and thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you next time. Well, it's time for us to pack up and get headed out of here. We met some nice people here, really nice people here. It's been an awesome camping trip. It's been nice and cool, and it really quietened down last night. I guess all the hunters and stuff decided to go ahead and go home, but it was really nice and quiet last night. And but time to pack it up and head home. Char cloth.